Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a highly complex and sensitive topic, the potential outcomes of a war between Iran and Israel. Now, before you start drafting strongly worded letters to your elected officials, it's crucial to remember that this is a hypothetical discussion. We're not saying it's going to happen, we're not saying it won't. We're simply saying that if a piano were to fall out of the sky and land squarely on the already extremely tense relationship between these two countries, the reverberations could be significant. So buckle up, dear viewers, as we delve into the potential consequences of an Iran-Israel war, exploring the various scenarios, the players involved, and the global impact. Just, maybe put on a helmet first. Any conflict between Iran and Israel wouldn't be some gentlemanly duel fought with feather dusters at dawn. We're talking about two countries with advanced militaries and a deep-seated mistrust of each other. The opening salvos would likely involve missile strikes, cyber attacks, and ground warfare. And then, of course, there are the proxies. Iran supports groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon, which have a history with Israel. This thing could spiral out of control faster than a hamster on a sugar rush. We're talking full-blown regional war, with casualties mounting and no clear end in sight. A war between Iran and Israel wouldn't be some regional spat that the rest of the world could just politely ignore. This isn't a schoolyard scuffle. It's a geopolitical earthquake, and the aftershocks would be felt far and wide. The entire Middle East would be thrown into disarray. Countries like Lebanon, Syria, and the Gulf states would be caught in the crossfire. Alliances would be tested, old wounds would be ripped open, and the already fragile balance of power in the region would be thrown out the window. And let's not forget the refugee crisis, displacing millions and straining the resources of neighboring countries. You might be thinking, surely the grown-ups in the room will step in and stop this madness, right? Well, welcome to international diplomacy. A war between Iran and Israel would suck in global powers like a geopolitical black hole. The United States, with its unshakable commitment to Israel, would undoubtedly be involved. Russia has been cozying up to Iran, and China is always eager to expand its influence. Imagine a giant game of geopolitical chess, played with live ammunition and the fate of nations hanging in the balance. Let's be honest, folks, war is bad for business. And a war between Iran and Israel, well, that's like replacing the going out of business sale with the world is ending, everything must go fire sale. The global economy would be thrown into a tailspin. A conflict in the region would disrupt global oil supplies, sending prices skyrocketing. Financial markets would plunge into chaos, trade routes would be disrupted, and the global supply chain would crumble. In short, it would be an economic cluster asterisk Sika of epic proportions. Now, before you start building that doomsday bunker, let's talk about the diplomats. Those brave souls would be working tirelessly to prevent the world from turning into a smoking crater. They'd be shuttling back and forth between capitals, desperately trying to broker ceasefires and negotiate peace agreements. The success of these efforts would depend on the political will of both sides and the pressure exerted by international organizations and global powers. It's a long shot, but even in the darkest of times, there's always hope. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, or perhaps more accurately, the potential mushroom cloud looming over the entire discussion. Iran's nuclear program has been a source of international concern for years. A war with Israel raises the terrifying specter of nuclear weapons being used. The use of even a single nuclear weapon would have catastrophic consequences for the entire world. We're talking long-term health effects, environmental devastation, and global panic. It's a grim thought, but one that underscores the necessity of finding a peaceful resolution. War isn't just about tanks and missiles, it's about people. In both Iran and Israel, domestic issues would play a crucial role in shaping the conflict. In Iran, public opinion would be divided, with some welcoming a confrontation and others wary of the costs. The Iranian government, already facing economic sanctions and internal dissent, would have to weigh its options carefully. Meanwhile, in Israel, the government would face similar pressures, balancing the demands of its citizens with the need to avoid a prolonged war. War is never just about what happens on the battlefield. In summary, the consequences of a potential Iran-Israel war would be complex and multifaceted. While some outcomes can be hypothesized, the unpredictability of war makes specific predictions difficult. We've explored the potential for escalation, the geopolitical ramifications, the economic fallout, and the terrifying possibility of nuclear war. But amidst all the doom and gloom, it's important to remember that war is not inevitable. Diplomacy still offers a path forward, and the international community has a responsibility to pressure both sides to engage in dialogue. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.